Hi students, Namaskar. Welcome back to my video on Ncert and State Board Syllabus Geography 12th Standard Chapter number 6 Secondary Activities. In my previous video, you understood about the primary activities, and in this video, you are going to understand about the secondary activities, which is manufacturing, types of industries, importance of industries, major industries in the world, their problems and other associated features. So students, please watch this video and understand the contents of chapter number 6, secondary activities. Yes students, we will understand the important contents of Geography 12th Standard, part number 1, Fundamentals of Human Geography, unit number 3, chapter number 6, secondary activities. In this chapter, you will understand the different types of manufacturing process, importance of industries, different types of industries, and the important features of different industries, industrial locations, industrial concentration, industrial regions, etc. So, before we understand about the different contents of chapter number 6, secondary activities, it is better to know the important terms and meanings. First one, manufacturing, a process of transforming raw materials into finished products. Mechanization, it is making use of gadgets and machines for industrial production. Research and development, generally it is given as R&D. Industrial agglomerations, concentration of various industries in a particular area, place or region. Industrial regions, a geographical area with different types of manufacturing units. Sixth, types of industries based on size, small and cottage industries, medium scale and large scale industries. Agro-based industries, raw materials are from agriculture sector, example sugar and cotton textile industries. Forest-based industries, they get the raw materials from forests or a natural vegetation. Examples are paper and rubber industry. Mineral-based industries, they get the raw materials from the mining area, mining regions. Example, iron and steel and aluminum industries. Chemical-based industries, they get the raw materials from the petrochemicals. Example, chemical fertilizer industries. Leather goods industries, these industries get raw materials from the domestication of animals. They are also called animal-based industries. Example, making of belts, shoe, etc. In the next sub-unit, you will understand the characteristics of modern large-scale manufacturing. The modern large-scale manufacturing is different from the earlier manufacturing process. There is a lot of difference between the industries of today and the industries of 20 years ago. Modern industries, they have so many characteristics, but few are selected here in this chapter. The first one is specialization of skills or the methods of production. So here the large scale industries, they have different units of making different parts. So with this, what happens, they become efficient in manufacturing of different parts. Laborers, they are doing only one type of work. So this will help for the specialization or the efficient industrial production. Next one is mechanization. It can be said it is the use of machines more than the manual work. It also refers to automation. Most of the production process is controlled by machines and less work is by the manual labors. Third characteristic is organizational structure and stratification. So, in modern industries, the manufacturing is controlled not only by the industrial labors. There are so many other people are involved. There are bureaucrats, there are managerial staff, there are finance department. So today's modern industry, it is involving so many people, so many skilled laborers and so many bureaucrats and others. Fourth one is very important, technological innovation. It means the industries are continuously doing research and development on their products. They want to bring new changes in the existing product. So, this will help for the fast production and also the demand in the market for that product. In the next part, we will understand some of the characteristics of modern large scale industries with the help of these pictures. In the first picture, we can see in modern manufacturing there are more machines, gadgets than the industrial labors. In the second picture, you can see the continuous research and development is carried out in industry to have a new and different products from that particular unit. Next picture shows you the industrial sector with different organizations, different working departments. You can say a department of marketing, a section of finance, a section of human resource, a section of bureaucrats, managerial staff. So, industry in modern days means it is a collection of different sectors. In the next picture, you can see the importance of transport and transport vehicles in the modern large scale industries. Most of the work is done by these transport vehicles. It is an example of software manufacturing. Here you can see the well skilled, qualified workers, they are working in this particular industry. And in the last picture, you can see the use of different machines, big machines to control the manufacturing of different units and different products. In the next part, we will continue understanding the characteristics of modern large scale manufacturing industries. Uneven geographical distribution. Today in the world, we see the large industries, they are unevenly distributed. Most of the countries, they may not have large scale industries. Today, only 10% of the world area has large scale industries, and they are supplying product to entire world. For example, if electronic goods are manufactured in Japan, they are exported to different parts of the world. Similarly, Europe and America, they are having the concentration of automobile industry, but those industries, they export their products to all over the world. And some of the industries which are manufacturing the defense equipments, arms and ammunitions, they have global market. It means if a country is manufacturing today, it is not only to their population, it is for the entire world population. Next characteristic is the access to market. So market plays a very important role in the location of modern large scale industries and manufacturing. So each and every product, they should have a large market. As I mentioned in the earlier part, some of the products, they have global market. Let us take the example of mobile phones, example of computers, laptops and software. They have the global market. Next is access to raw material. The raw material plays a very important role in the modern large scale industries. Some of the industries, they have to be located very close to the raw material areas. For example, sugar industry, it should be located very close to the sugar growing area. If it is iron and steel industry, it can be located away from mining area. Okay, so raw material is deciding the location of many industries, because the transport cost is added in the production. Next, we have access to labor supply. Some of the industries, they require large number of laborers. But now, in modern days, there is automation. The labor are replaced by the automation, but still the small scale industries, medium scale industries where there is no automation, they require laborers to work in their units. And the laborers may be skilled laborers and unskilled laborers. The next characteristic is access to sources of energy. The energy plays a very important role. Hydroelectricity, thermal power, okay, then nuclear energy. The industries require continuous supply of energy. If there is disruption or irregular supply of energy, it is going to affect the industrial production and later on the entire manufacturing process. Next is government policy. The government policy is also very important. The government should encourage setting of large scale industries, small, medium and cottage industries also. Most of the governments in the world, the industrially developed countries, they have a better government policy. They encourage the people to have the industrial production. Next is access to transportation and communication facilities. This is very, very important. Transport is required, quick, efficient, and all weather roads, they are required to bring the raw material and send the finished products to the market. Communication is also required. Okay, so it may be telecommunication, okay, satellite communication, and modern methods of communication, they are very, very important for the process of manufacturing. They play a very important role in the growth and development of modern large scale industries. Next is access to agglomeration economies, link between industries. So today's modern large scale industry, they have link with other industry. For example, a industry which manufactures plastic, it should have the links with the industry which is making paint, because the paint is also required in the manufacturing of the different plastic items. One example it is given here. So if there is a link between industry and those industries are located very close by, it helps for the manufacturing process, and also the cost of the product is depending on this agglomeration economies. In other words, the concentration of different industries in a particular area. That's why we have today industrial regions, industrial estates, industrial parks. Next, we have to understand the classification of manufacturing industries. The industries are classified on the basis of size, inputs or raw materials used, outputs or products, and based on the ownership, the industries are classified. Let us see now the in size, based on size, the classification of industries. They are cottage or household industries. As the name suggests here, the most of the work is done in a household or cottage. The family members are working as laborers here, and these household industries, they require less capital and less raw materials. They use simple tools, and the finished products, they are sold in the local market. The important products may be here the foodstuffs, fabrics, mats, containers, furniture, shoe, wood, and other based products. The locally available raw material they are using and they are manufacturing. These industries are important for the local people. They give the employment for the local people and also for the livelihood. Next, we have small scale industries. These small scale industries are using the simple techniques, tools, and they produce different products in a workshop. They may have the power driven machines, and they use semi skilled labors. It provides employment and to the people, and also it helps for the income generation in a local area. The countries like India, China, Indonesia, and Brazil have developed many small scale industries in the respective countries. The manufacturing is very important here because it is also sometimes a raw material to the other industries. Third one, we have large scale industries. These are called large scale because there is a large capital investment, large geographical area is required, large number of employment it gives, and also the use of automation and machinization is also in large scale. They use large raw materials. The market is also very large for the finished products. They employ specialized workers. They use advanced technology and other modern large scale characteristics. They are found here. So they play a very important role in the regional industrial growth and development. In many countries, the large scale industries they are very useful for international trade. Their products are exported to different parts of the world. So it helps for the economic and regional development. Next, we will understand the types of industries based on inputs used or raw materials they are used. Raw materials play a very important role in the location of industries, methods of production, types of production, and the market of industrial production. Most of the industries they are located very close to the source of raw materials. So based on this inputs or raw materials used, there are many types of industries. The important ones are agro-based industry. The agro-based industry, they get raw material from the agriculture sector. The important raw materials here include vegetables, fruits, flowers, nuts, roots, and other agricultural materials or the products. The industries which require agriculture based raw materials include juice making industry, beverages industry, sugar industry, pickles industry, and also these industries include food processing industries like fruit processing, vegetable processing, confectionaries, plus the preserving of agricultural products like drying, salting of different agricultural products. Next, we have mineral based industries. They are called mineral based industries because the raw material is coming from mining areas. The important raw materials like iron ore, manganese ore, bauxite, copper, and other minerals which are extracted from the earth's surface, they go as a raw materials to these industries. Most of these industries which are mineral based, they are located even away from the source of raw materials. The transport cost is also added in the mineral based industries. If the location of industry is away from the mining area, the cost of the transport is included. Next is forest based industries. The important forest products like wood, extractions, leaves, bark, flowers, nuts, and roots of forest areas, they are the raw material in these industries. The important industries are furniture industry, paper industry, rubber industry that goes for making of tires, medicine industries, and different types of belts, industrial belts, automobile belts, they are manufactured in forest based industries. Next, we have animal based industries. The animal products like milk, skin, hair, bones, etc., they become the raw materials for these industries. The important industries which are depending on animal raw materials are dairy industry, leather goods industry, and the belts industry. The raw material here plays a very important role in location of these animal based industries. Next, we have chemical based industry where the raw material is different types of chemicals. The mineral oil, petrochemicals, potash, sulfur, and other liquid and solid, even gaseous chemicals, they are the raw materials in these type of industries. The important examples are the petrochemical industry, chemical fertilizer industry, medicines industry. These are the very important which are classified as chemical based industries. So the raw material plays a very important role in the types of industries, location of industries. So here we have to see how the raw material is converted into finished product in these types of industries. Let us understand from these pictures here. In the first picture, you see the agro-based industries. Different agricultural products, they become raw materials here. In the second picture, we have the chemical-based industries. The industries like the petrochemicals where they manufacture the chemical fertilizers. In the third picture, we see iron and steel industry, which is a mineral based industry. Next, we will understand about the types of industries based on output or different products which are coming out of many industries. Here we have two types of industries. The first one is basic industries. These are called basic industries because the products from these industry, they they can be the raw materials for other industries. For example, iron and steel industry is called the basic industry because the production of iron and steel industry, it goes as a raw material to toys making industry, automobile industry, agriculture goods industry, fabrication industry, and construction industry, coach building industry, and many other industry where the iron and steel industries finished products are the raw materials. Next, we have consumer goods industries where the production is consumed directly by the consumers or the local and the other type of population. The consumer goods industries include biscuit industries, chocolate industries, soap manufacturing, TV, mobile phones, and other types of industries. We can see here the first one is the basic industry where large number of metals they are manufactured. In the second type of industry is a consumer goods industry where many skilled and unskilled laborers are involved in the manufacturing process. Next, the types of industries classified on the basis of ownership. We have three types of industries here. The first one is called public sector. The public sector industries are owned and managed by the governments. They are also called PSUs, public sector units. In socialist type of economy, most of the large medium industries are controlled by the government. In mixed economies, both public and private ownership is found in this type of industries. For example, in India, the public sector industries, we have both public as well as private ownership. Private industries, next one, it is completely owned by the individuals or the investors. In capitalist, in sorry, in a capitalist type of economy, the investors they play a very important role and they control and manage these private industries. Next, we have joint sector where it is managed by joint stock companies, both private and public sector companies. For example, in India, we have many joint sector industries. So, based on ownership, public sector, which is controlled by the government, private sector by the individuals, and joint sector, where we see both public as well as the private sector industries. In the next part, we will understand something about traditional large-scale industrial regions. These regions were found during the 20th century, earlier and later part of the 20th century. These were found in Europe and North American geographical areas. These were having different characteristics and some of them we will understand here. These regions were the areas of heavy industry, large industries, and which were producing large quantity of cotton textile or the metals. Most of these industries were located very close to the coal fields because the coal based energy was available during that time. Third characteristic is the traditional industrial regions they were involved in metal smelting, heavy engineering, chemical manufacture or textile production. Most of the industries were smoke stack industries, meaning is that they were emitting large quantity of smoke in the atmosphere. It means they were polluting more. Next, we have to see other features of this traditional industrial regions. The first one, these were the areas of high employment in manufacturing sector. Large number of employment people they were engaged in these industries. Second is they had high density of housing with inferior type of houses and and the modern manufacturing is completely different. So, which are the features of high-tech industries? The high-tech industries are based on intensive research and development. Continuously, they are involved in research and development, which results into the arrival of new products based on the consumer demand or the demand in the market. The high-tech industries they use robotics, computer aided design, and in the large scale automation. The use of manual labor is very less. The high-tech industries, their progress, growth, and development is depending on the professionals, not the actual labors. Highly qualified professionals are appointed, and there is also a stratification, organizational stratification, like different sections of, say, marketing section, sales section, finance section, human resource development, quality control, and also there is office, plant, and lab relation. Okay, it is a unit wise, classification of industries. They are also called technopolis. The modern high-tech industries, they are having high technology. That's why they are called technopolis. The examples are Silicon Valley and Silicon Forest in USA. These are the high-tech industries in the world. In the next part, you will understand about the characteristics of two large-scale industries in the world. The first one is iron and steel industry. The iron and steel industry plays a very important role in growth and development of a particular region or a nation. It is a large scale industry which requires large capital, large number of facilities, large number of laborers and others. It is also called basic industry because the industrial production of this industry goes as a raw material to many other industry. From iron and steel industry, the other industries like the automobile industry, railway line industry, transport industry, agricultural sector, and many other sectors, they are depending on the raw material given by this industry. It is normally located very close to the source of raw materials. The raw materials like iron ore, manganese, cobalt, chromium, and others. If the industries are located away from the raw material, then the transport cost is added in the production and the products will be costlier. Next, in modern days, there are many mini mills which are manufacturing iron and steel because it is a large investment to have a large scale iron and steel industry. Lot of infrastructure facilities are required. So as a result, there are many mini mills. We can say these are medium scale industries. Now, in the world, the iron and steel industries are distributed mostly in North America, Europe, and some of the countries in Asia. America has many number of iron and steel industries. In Europe, UK, Germany, France, Belgium, Luxembourg, Netherlands, and Russia have many number of iron and steel industries. In Asia, India, China, and Japan, these are the three major countries which have the iron and steel industry. In India also, there are many large scale iron and steel industry and also many mini mills. Most of these industries in India, they are located in Jamshedpur, Kulti Barnapur, Durgapur, Rourkela, Bhilai, Salem, Visakhapatnam, Bhadravati, and other parts where the mini mills are found. The second most important industry in the world is cotton textile industry. The cotton textile industry has three subsectors: handloom, powerloom, and mill sector. The cotton textile industries, they are located very close to the cotton growing areas in the world. These are highly capital intensive industries. They require large amount of capital and other infrastructure. They also require large number of labors. They require transport facilities, communication facilities, and other modern facilities. The cotton is a very important raw material here. The countries which cultivate large quantity of cotton, they have cotton textile industries. The cotton growing areas, they have handlooms, power looms, and also mill sectors. The cotton textile is a market oriented industry. Now, in the world, the cotton textile industries are more distributed in India, China, USA, Pakistan, Uzbekistan, Egypt, and other parts in Europe and America. In Europe also, Germany and Netherlands, they also have the cotton textile industries. In India, the cotton textile industries are located in Maharashtra, Karnataka, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu in large numbers. So, you have understood about two major industries of the world: iron and steel industry, which is the basic industry; cotton textile industry, which is highly capital intensive industries. Now, some of the important questions from this chapter. First one, what is manufacturing? Second, how does mechanization help for industrial development? Third, explain the importance of raw materials in location of modern industries. Distinguish between small scale and large scale industries. Fifth, distinguish between agro-based and mineral-based industries. Sixth, distinguish between forest-based and animal-based industries. Seventh, explain the important features of basic industries. Eighth, explain the features of consumer goods industries. Ninth, distinguish between public and private sector industries. 10th, explain the significance of traditional large-scale industrial regions. 11th, what is new rural landscape. 12th, explain the role of iron and steel industries. 13th, what are smokestack industries? 14th, explain the role of cotton textile industries. Students, see the video and read the textbook. Prepare these questions. Thank you very much. Yes, students, I hope you understood the contents of chapter number 6, secondary activities. You also read the textbooks, watch this video and prepare the questions which are given at the end. I request you to like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel for further notification of videos on Geography portion, Standard 12, Ncert and State Board syllabus. Thank you very much for the watching and I wish you happy learning. Thank you.